Hello there, and welcome to another Starfield slash not Starfield recap, I guess. So, yeah, let's jump into it. So, I will start by saying there's been a lot of rumors circulating around the interwebs that that there may potentially be a Starfield update coming very soon. Now, sadly, I have no real inside information. Thanks, Todd, for letting me know.
I heard all about you and your powers.
Oh,
Maybe one day I'll go to the Unity.
all right. Thanks, Cora. We're kind of pressed for space down here. Had to do this review in Cora's bedroom. She said it's all cool though, although she's a bit freaked out by the fact that
Dad says you're in Constellation now. That you kind of were already.
I'm instantly regretting this choice. But yeah, so I'm gonna lower the audio and hope she just goes away. So yeah, so I don't have much inside information. I know there's a lot of like rumors and leaks. I don't like to usually address like leaks and stuff just because, yeah. But supposedly, and again, I'm being very vague here when I say this because I don't know the full specifics of everything that's been said. But apparently, there's going to be like new content coming soon, and by that soon, I don't mean Bethesda soon. I mean like apparently soon, like in the next. Oh, whoops! Oh, lovely. I need to turn that off. Oh, whoops! Hold on now, my bad. You get to see we do it live at the Crimson Flyboy channel. I uninstalled Starfield and reinstalled it. Where's it display? Is it display? What is it? Interface? But yeah, we am I blind? Probably. Did access? It's always accessibility. Oh, vanity camera off. There we go. Cool. Fixed it. We're good now. There we go. And then we hit. Oh shoot. Yeah. Who needs editing, you know? But yeah, so
Wow.
oh.
So you're the extra dimensional entity, right?
Yeah, what? Excuse me.
Still like cry and stuff?
Yeah. Yes. Well, that was weird that you went straight to crying, but okay, Cora. But yeah, so I don't really know too much about what's been said, but apparently there's been a lot of stuff on the Steam database, and from what I can gather without divulging too much, and I suppose the reason I don't divulge too much is because, again, I don't like dealing in leaks, because one, I'm not really sure the validity of leaks, and two, I feel like it's personally, I'm not a fan of, like, you know, when stuff leaks specifically, because it kind of ruins the fun. But yeah, so apparently we're going to be getting content soon. It's apparently going to be paid again. That's all I really know. And again, I'm not even sure how valid that is, but we're just treating it like, you know. So realistically, the last kind of shot or hope of it being kind of dropped at some sort of a gaming convention kind of thing would be the Game Awards, which the Game Awards is basically kind of like like it says, it's like a kind of like an award ceremony for the games of the year and stuff. This year it's going to be December 11th. So that was one of the kind of the speculations, was that when it wasn't Gamescom and it wasn't the kind of the, you know, like the Fallout sort of TV or the Fallout event, you know, that like the one last hope of getting content.
I heard all about you and your powers. Maybe one day I'll go to the Unity.
That's cool, Cora. Stay away from the Unity. It's crazy. But yeah, the Game Awards was like kind of the last hope. If everything seems to be like legitimately, if everything seems to be legit and
Dad
stuff,
says you're in Constellation now.
I'm
That you
regretting
kind of
this
were already.
tremendously. But yeah, supposedly, or if Bethesda are going to if they're going to like, you know, like drop Starfield information or like a Starfield update, and get as much hype as possible from like a show or like a, you know, an event, it's probably going to be the Game Awards if it's going to be this year. Now there again, I don't really know. I'm hopeful. I'm always hopeful for content, if and when that content comes. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you like, what do you think? Like, are you aware of the rumors? Are you not? Like, regardless of the rumors, like, what do you think the kind of the about the Game Awards? I will say, the game. But don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. The Game Awards themselves are like, I've always kind of viewed them, and maybe I'm wrong in this. I've always viewed them as being very PlayStation forward. So I mean, it could kind of make sense. I don't know if the whole like the content coming is still linked to like the PlayStation release. Probably not, given that the whole like issue with the Fallout Anniversary Edition, which we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, I think that while the chances of us getting content before the year is over, I'd say is on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 5 or a 6. The chances of the PlayStation version of the game coming out, I think, is like a 2, coming out the end of this year, because yeah, I just feel like if Bethesda was like going to drop Starfield on PlayStation this year, and they got all the mod stuff sorted out.
So you're the extra dimensional entity, right?
Yeah, that's me. Thanks.
Do you would still like cry and
no
stuff?
No, I don't. I just take Aurora. Yeah, I just feel like if it was going to be coming like soon, that the Fallout Anniversary Edition, we wouldn't have such an issue with the PlayStation modding scene and stuff. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. You holding out hope? Like, realistically, there's probably a lot of you out there that kind of stepped away from Starfield. If you have like stepped away for the most part, like till you're waiting for content, like would content bring you back? Like, what would what would bring you back realistically? Like, we've got, you know, we know the rumors about Terra Armada isn't a rumor, it's an actual, you know, teaser. But like, would that bring you back? What would you need to be? Yeah. Oh, Cora's walking after him. That's pretty much it with that. There hasn't really been a whole lot of mods coming out. There's no mods releasing this week for Starfield, and I don't think there's going to be mods releasing for Fallout or Elder Scrolls. Usually, Starfield mods come out Tuesday, Wednesday is Skyrim, and Thursday is Fallout. And there's Thanksgiving, so yeah, so before anyone gets excited and thinks, oh my god, they didn't put out the paid mods this week, that must mean something. It doesn't mean anything. It's Thanksgiving in America. But yeah, that being said, regarding the kind of the Fallout stuff, I know that there's still the update. I think the update is going to be this week. Because there's 2 updates slated for Fallout, for like Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. So there's the update that is coming out. When is that? I believe it's coming out. I want to say it's probably coming out this week. This week, that's going to be trying to address a load of the bugs. And then obviously there's going to be like a patch that adds extra mod storage, which will be coming. That's going to be coming in December. The devs have also promised several free Fallout 4 creations coming to them, including the Varmint Rifle, which will arrive next week, which is pretty cool. Now that next week, I'm assuming, so the patch notes went live originally, so yeah, so anybody who's kind of holding out or waiting to do like a Fallout playthrough, I'd probably wait a week or two if you're really like, you know, if you plan on diving really deep with mods. I know a lot of people have been very, very, very pissed off because obviously they brought out the Anniversary Edition and it broke a lot of things, and, you know, we didn't really get much. That being said, I mean, it's I played a little bit of it. I've been playing kind of the paid mods and stuff, and like in the playing through it. I've been enjoying it. Hopefully the update like has fixed or will fix the PC version, just because the PC version is a little bit unstable. Like it runs fine, but occasionally it crashes for me, which is always really fun. I love when it crashes. It's 10 out of 10 crashes. But yeah, I will say thank you guys for the support on the Fallout paid mods and stuff. You'll probably be seeing me do a lot more of the kind of the Fallout paid mods. Obviously I'm still gonna do the Starfield stuff, but Starfield is kind of in a position where, like, obviously the mods are going to slow down realistically because a lot of people are going to be jumping ship, but I'll still cover what I can. I will say, and I suppose now that we're on the mod topic, so when I did the review last week of Probe Tech's latest creation, the zombie mod, I got a little bit of flack, and it always tends to happen. I feel like it's like weird because, like, I'll, like, you know, put up a video.
All about you and your powers. Maybe one day I'll go to the Unity.
Next quarter. All right. Yeah, okay. So, like, I find it interesting because, like, I feel like when, you know, like, sometimes I'll put out videos and stuff about, like, mods, and I'm always honest. I try to be as honest as possible when it comes to, like, reviews and stuff, because I feel like it's, you know, like, I'm trying to inform people on whether or not, you know, it's a good idea to buy certain mods and stuff. And when I say a lot, I don't mean a lot. Like usually, like, I think my videos have like a kind of a like to dislike ratio. Yes, you guys can't.
Says you're in Constellation now. That you kind of were already.
Like the like to dislike ratio, which I don't really look too harshly at. You can't really see it, I don't think, unless you have like an add-on or something. But usually my like to dislike ratio is like 98%. With the Probe Tech mod, it went like to 91%, so 9% of people watching the video didn't like it. I got a few comments. Some of them were kind of hilarious. I think one person basically said that I am specifically the reason Starfield failed, which I find, like, very hilarious. As if I have the power to make Starfield fail. That's hilarious. But, like, I feel like a lot of people, and when I say a lot of people, I'm generally talking about, like, the comments and stuff, because, like, obviously the ratio of, like, people that watch my content versus people that comment on my content, obviously, you know, it's quite low. Like, maybe I'd say on a good day, maybe like 10 to 15, no, maybe 10% of people comment.
So you're the extra.
Yes, I do cry.
Right? Do you still, like, cry and stuff?
Yes, Cora, I do. It's kind of deep. The child's, like, instant is, like, emotions. Kind of cool. But yeah, because it's always interesting, like, whenever I do videos, kind of on, like, mod authors that I'm not overly fond of, right? Generally, I go in quite, like, negative. And I think the reason behind me going in negative is because I have played through their previous stuff. And I know what they're, you know, I know what they're capable of, and, you know, stuff like that. But I feel like people that, like, watch the videos, sometimes you may come in and you may think, okay, Crimson's, like, kind of being a very specific way, like, you know, like, a few people accuse me of being biased or being overly negative. And, like, I always find that kind of interesting because, like, whenever I do videos like that, I always reference previous creations. Because, like, if someone is new and they're like, okay, this guy has a very specific take, okay, let me go and watch his other videos. Like, you would think that, like, you know, people would go back and, like, watch the other kind of videos and stuff and see how it goes. Now, obviously, that's not always the case because, like, there is, and I'm not trying to kind of make an excuse, but generally speaking, whenever I talk negatively about any mod, there will always be people that will come and disagree with me, and that's fine. You know, like, my videos are always opinion pieces. If you don't agree with my kind of view, or you don't like, you know, my view, that's fine. And if you don't like my content, I don't know why you watch it. That being said, like, I feel like I've reviewed enough of both paid and free mods that I have a general kind of idea of, like, what's kind of fair and what's not. I know some people kind of, a few people commented saying like, "Oh, I don't know the lore of the game and stuff." One person called me a UC fanboy. I am a UC fanboy, but I feel like I will admit I am very much, I'm very, very much a stickler for the lore of the game, and I don't like paid creations kind of shitting on the lore and kind of stuff. Like one example is like, look at Watchtower, right? Watchtower is a phenomenal mod, right? It is probably the pinnacle of paid mods. Did Watchtower put a structure down right next to New Atlantis and make up weird lore? No, it didn't. It did have its own lore that existed, but that lore did not contradict any of the storylines of the game or anything like that. And with Probe Tech, a lot of the time with Probe Tech, he tends to just kind of whatever he can think of. Like when he did the power of the Guardian of the Grid and stuff, which was very much, yeah. But yeah, I guess the point I'm trying to say here is like, if you don't like my content, that is very fair, but I feel like, and I don't mean this in like a necessarily a bad way, but like, and again, I'm going to be a bit vulgar here, but maybe take the mod author's dick out of your mouth before you come at me, because it is very clear. If you're coming to me kind of like basically defending a paid mod by a creator that doesn't follow the lore, doesn't care much for how the mod runs or something, you know, like that, and just generally is making cash grab content, like, you know, maybe look at yourself. Like, ultimately, whenever I make these videos, my intent is always to try and protect the user, because there is a lot of questionable paid mods out there, and I want to make sure that people aren't taken advantage of, because let's be real here, when it comes to Starfield specifically, the lack of content and the fact that paid mods are a thing, a lot of people are going to be buying paid mods looking for content. They're looking to put their money somewhere, you know, and while I, you know, like, I mean, I'm not gonna, I suppose, comment on that, because people can spend their money how they want to spend their money. I do try to, you know, steer them away from, and again, that's probably, I mean, that is bias on my point, like steering them away from authors that I don't think deserve it. But like, again, ultimately, I'm trying to make sure that we're out here having a fun time, and that like when I review mods and stuff, I like the mods to, you know, to benefit Starfield and improve upon certain things, not just like, oh no, Starfield, the fucking guardian of your mother. But yeah, that's it. If you don't like my content, don't watch it. But like, don't be surprised when I have like a take that's like, oh my god, that's so out of the blue. It's not out of the blue. If someone makes a shit mod, I will I will call them out on that shit mod and stuff. And yeah, my views have never changed on that. You could argue sometimes I may be like overly harsh with certain mods, and that's fair. But like, I don't think it's not undeserved, right? It's not undeserved, I suppose. If you, I'm sure there's probably creators out there that completely hype up all the shitty mods and like don't ever question anything. That's never been me. Sometimes I like to play devil's advocate. Teacher told me one time I'm really good at playing devil's advocate, which I always thought was a compliment, but like going back, I realized that it was more of an insult, that you're basically saying, yeah, Crimson, you're a bit of a fucking nuisance. You always have to disagree with everybody. Yeah. But I guess that's pretty much it. So yeah, we're obviously getting into the last week of November. So the if we're gonna see content or Starfield, it'll probably be in the next week or two. Like if we don't get anything by the second week of December, it's safe to say we're not getting anything. Regarding like Fallout and stuff, hopefully by the second week of December, everything will be all good and be ready to play. I will be, because there's no because there is. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill this. I'm not gonna kill the child, actually. That is don't stare at the camera. Don't kill children, people. That's very wrong. Also, I can't help but look at that Forever Human, right? And it's like you got like a family there, which is kind of, you know, Why is there just a gentleman that looks like a black Peter Griffin with like balding hair on the top? Like, what the fuck is that? Just, yeah, I don't know. It's forever human. Fair enough. I don't know. That's so weird. Not that it's weird, but just the picture is just like, guy. He looks like out of place. He's like, hello, I am here. Also, there's like a really weird art style where like the guys are like really big, and the I'm assuming that's the mother there. But yeah, so ultimately, we shall see. There will be no obviously, because there's no paid mods this week, I won't be doing a live playthrough or a live mod review of Starfield. What I will probably do is, again, I will let you know specifics, but more than likely I will be doing I want to do a survival playthrough of Fallout 4. Just because, yeah, so I might do that Monday and Tuesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday, Saturday, probably do Starfield. I will say in other news, I have been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance. Guilty was like, oh, you gotta play this. I got like paragraphs about how it's a great game. And to be honest with you, for anyone not familiar, Kingdom Come Deliverance and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, it's like a medieval game made by a very, very good studio. I initially tried playing the first game, and the combat was very questionable. It has a kind of a, you play chivalry or games like Mordhau, where like combat, like you like attack from different angles, so like attack from your sword attacks from like the top or the left or the right or down low, and it can be a bit finicky, but I've been really enjoying it, so I might do a stream of it one of the days. I'm not too sure. I will say I am very much enjoying it though. And yeah, I asked this before, but I'm curious, like going into the kind of the new year and stuff, you know, Black Friday sales have been on. What have you guys been playing? I've been mainly playing that. Been playing Arc Raiders. Been enjoying Arc Raiders, but I've taken a little bit of a break from Arc Raiders just because there's currently like there's like a glitch going around where you can like, oh, where is it getting stuck? There's like a glitch going around where you can like break into like any room and stuff, and I kind of don't want to waste my keys, and I'm waiting for them to patch it. But yeah, I've been basically playing them. Occasionally jumping on Starfield to build a ship. Corey, you good there? What's the problem, kid? Alright. Nice. Oh. Nice, okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys have a good week, and yeah. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.